Hey River Climbers, welcome to another video. This is actually the start of a brand new series. The reason I'm doing this series is kind of a slight bummer, but I think it'll be a lot of value to you. So this video is all about the injury and surgery and recovery process for my right knee. I have a ruptured ACL and a tear in my meniscus that is going to be repaired here, literally within 24 hours of me recording this video. I just got off the robot phone with the details about my surgery. This call will provide you with detailed instructions regarding your upcoming procedure. Your procedure is scheduled to begin at 12:40 p.m. Your check-in time is 11:10 a.m. So why don't I share with you first a little bit about how it happened. I'm going to go ahead and take a seat and we'll have a little story time. So how did I injure my knee in the first place? Well, it's kind of silly. I wish I had a cooler story to tell, but this is what really happened. So I was helping coach with my son's wrestling team, and we were having a summer practice. It was over 3.5 years ago in June of 2021, I want to say. And we were just doing like a conditioning game. We were playing team handball. So it wasn't even wrestling, it wasn't climbing. I was literally just being practice all-star in this youth wrestling practice, just trying to look cool, I guess. And I did like a jumping throw, and I made the goal, but when I landed on the one foot, and it buckled to the inside and hyperextended. And sure enough, it swelled up. It was just crazy. It hurt a lot. And it stayed swollen for a couple weeks. I did end up going to an urgent care doctor that checked it out, and they determined that no bones were broken. And after the swelling went down, they kind of did some manipulation trying to move my knee around. And this urgent care doctor said, no, I don't think anything's torn. You just gotta let the swelling go down and it'll be fine. So I kind of took the doctor's word for it. But over time, yes, the swelling went down and I was able to get back into regular activities, including climbing. But every once in a while, my knee would just buckle for almost no reason. Like not really even trying hard. It was sometimes just dropping down from a boulder onto nice soft mats. Sometimes just walking or going on a hike. And it was annoying because it would swell up a little bit, but never nearly as bad as the first time. Didn't like hurt a ton. It would always recover much faster. So again, I didn't think much of it. After a little while, I did start to feel some clicking happening in there on the inside of the knee. And every once in a while, it would kind of lock up a little bit. So I started looking into it and trying to self-diagnose. And I had decided that I was pretty sure I had a torn meniscus. It was mostly an annoyance that there wasn't stability. So long story short, I went to the doctor to have a physical for a job. And I just kind of mentioned it to the doctor and said, well, it wouldn't hurt to have an MRI. I know nothing's broken because it's from 3+ years ago. So we can skip the x-ray and go straight to an MRI. So they scheduled me for an MRI. I'm finally heading in to get my knee checked out. I have an MRI. It's kind of crazy. They scheduled this MRI for 10:30 at night on a Friday night. It was actually pretty easy. In and out, approximately half an hour. Now we wait to see what the results look like. So within a couple days after my MRI, I got a call from the surgeon, and the surgeon wanted to do a consult with me. So I knew something was up. And so I went to the surgical consultation, and that's where I found out that yes, I was correct that I had a torn meniscus, but he said that was the smallest of my issues, that I also had a completely ruptured ACL, which means that it was ruptured 3+ years ago, and I just haven't had an ACL in my right knee for this entire time, which to me is a little bit crazy because I'm actually climbing my best now at my age in my 40s and with this known injury. So with the possibility of surgery, the doctor was really positive that a person of my age would fully recover and have many more years of great use. And so for me as a climber, knowing that I'm still improving, my technique is improving, my strength is improving, and now to be able to say, well, what if I could actually trust this knee? So that's why I decided to go forward with the surgery, even though it's been 3.5 years. So we put the schedule of the surgery on the calendar, but it was like 2+ months away still. Personally, I was okay with that because I was about 90% through a really big goal challenge that I did in 2024, where I was doing 2024 V points of moonboard benchmarks. And honestly, I didn't want to get that far in and not finish. So the fact that the surgery was scheduled into 2025 was totally okay with me. So I honestly didn't really change much. I didn't slow down almost at all of my climbing. I was climbing maybe even more frequently. I was just being more careful about choosing the climbs that I do. I was choosing climbs that don't need drop knees and really these really hard knee moves. And as I was kind of pushing through this big goal, I honestly probably am way overdue for a break, like for my tendons and just having an off week. But knowing that I was going to be forced into a break right after surgery, I just am pushing through. I'm literally climbing tonight, the night before surgery. I have my last hoorah session with some of my climbing buddies here in the garage. In the remainder of this video, I'm going to share with you my surgery procedure. I'm hoping that they will get me a bunch of imaging and allow me to be able to record some of the conversations with the doctor. And I also gave my son permission to record me when I come out of anesthesia to see if I say any funny things. So who knows, maybe you'll get to witness some shenanigans that come out of my mouth when I'm coming off of the drugs. In part 2, which again, I'm not sure exactly when is going to come out, I'm going to share with you some of the things that don't require my lower body that I'm going to do to keep myself in shape and keep myself sharp. Yes, I'm going to give my fingers a full real break, at least for a couple of weeks. But then I want to keep my finger strength, which I do feel is one of my strengths right now. I'm going to also be working on just more general strength. So I'm going to be getting into the weight room, kind of working my upper body as much as possible, and definitely working some of my push muscles and my antagonist muscles a little bit more. So all of that stuff that I am able to do, even though my knee is not usable, I'm going to be sharing with you in part 2. And then we'll see where it goes from there. So like I said, I'm going to be climbing right up to the cusp of this surgery. Tomorrow is my surgery. Tonight we have this last hoorah session here in the headquarters. And what I think we're going to end up doing is we're going to be setting some problems on my 2 spray walls. My 20-degree wall over here, my 30-degree overhanging wall here. I did a huge reset and I'm really kind of excited about the holds and the orientations that I have here, but I haven't really played with it very much since the reset because I've been so focused on mood board benchmarks. So I think we're just going to play around and have a setting session and just climb some cool stuff on the spray walls. I'm curious if you are interested in maybe helping me out, if you want to support me in any way. I would really appreciate it if you would take some time and log into the RetroFlash app. And all you need to do is you just need to search for users and type in real world climbing with no spaces in this case. And if you click on that, you'll see my 2 walls. I have a 30-degree wall here. I got a 20-degree wall here. These are my brand new setups. And if you could set me some climbs that I can try once I'm recovered or when I'm coming back and I want things to work on, I think that would be so awesome to do another session of climbs that you set for me. And so RetroFlash just happens to be the best way of doing that. So I'll see you in just a second here in YouTube land when me and my buddies are having our hoorah session here on the home wall.
6.5 hours later.
Alright, we're at the hospital. Checked in for surgery.
2 hours later.
How you feeling?
You got this weird dull pain in my hip.
Mm-hmm.
Not at the site of the surgery.
Oh, they gave you a nerve block.
It's just 20 hours.
So is your whole leg numb then?
I can wiggle my toes, and then I have that stuff above it that it's just a dull ache. It's super annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping I would say something silly, but I guess I'm just that cool.
I guess it's just that boring. Right.
High intelligence level.
Yeah.
You don't think Ethan had a high intelligence level?
I don't know. He's pretty smart, but
He said some weird stuff when he woke up.
It
Look,
was-
when he woke up,
Yeah,
he
it was
asked if
funny.
he could go to the gym.
can I go to the gym? He says. I know I can't do arms, but it's leg day.
Still want to go climbing this weekend?
Yep.
I mean, if I can at least have the sunshine on my face somehow. Part of it is I can't see because of not having my glasses on, but
Oh yeah.
I just don't want to move my head too fast because that makes me dizzy. But
Do you want your glasses?
for a second. I mean, eventually I would like to see your face on our anniversary.
Okay.
Today's your anniversary?
Yeah, what
Oh,
way
wow.
to spend it.
It's not like we ever spend it anything but normal anyway.
Did the surgeon say anything about how the surgery went?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said it went really well.
Oh, you talked to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like my butt and hip is what's actually bothering me right now.
Remember, you're not allowed to whine.
Oh, I know, but I'm not trying to whine. I'm just like saying, like,
Yeah, that's because you've been sitting all day.
I thought maybe
Or might be just
I would have a few hours of reprieve. I'm glad I got to climb yesterday.
Sally tried to send you a message.
Like, oh, what a great doggy.
I'm gonna be late for my climbing date though. If I don't go
Yeah,
soon.
go have your climbing session. Really appreciate you.
Yeah.
You're a good friend. So made it through the first night. It wasn't too bad actually. There's a nerve block that they gave me, and surprisingly, it stayed active because my son's wore off after like 12 hours, I think. So, just preemptively keeping the ice going, just trying to relax, and then once the nerve block wears off, I have to be a lot more cognizant of pain levels. But overall, it sounds like it was a huge success. They took a chunk of my quadricep tendon out here, and they used that to actually build the ACL. So part of me is also being used as part of me, I guess. So now we start the long process of healing and all that good stuff. It sounds like they want me to work on range of motion already, like the very first day. So I'll be taking the brace off and doing a little ranges of motion. But for the most part, these next couple weeks are just going to be resting. I don't think this video needs to go super long. I really appreciate you guys, and do keep your eye out for episode 2, where we start to do some off-the-wall training and antagonist training and all that stuff that I can do without bothering my knee. So I'll see you soon, especially if you've clicked the chains on the subscribe button.